All right, there it goes. There it goes. Did you just shoot me up?
I don't know, man. I just got a lot of energy right now.
That's okay. Welcome to Digital Cortex. Today is August 5th. We're going to do this thing. Got
Let's
Random Styles and Steven here.
What's up?
I don't have a handle. I don't know if I really want one.
We can make you one
I don't
day.
know if I really care for one.
Let me think about it. I'll come up with something, dude.
There's always Iron Mist. I could bring that back.
Ooh, the Iron Mist.
The Iron Mist.
That's mythical, dude.
I'm going to wear a cape.
It might just be Iron Mist. Let's just call you Iron Mist. Nobody has that name taken.
I'm going to switch it up. I gotta see if it's available.
I like the visuals of Iron Mist.
I can count handles. It means I got to look for them before I start this, because then someone's going to be like, oh shit, he wants to take it? No, I'm going to get it first.
Look right now. See if you can
Let's see.
See if you can make a Google email with Iron Mist. That would be a good tell. You know, I have a theory though on some of these sites when they make you make a username, because mine's pretty unique for the most part. I mean, I guess more people have tried to make accounts with that name, technically, I think. But there's some websites or some systems I know there's no freaking Random Styles as a username.
Iron Mist is taken on Google.
Do a search. Do a search or Iron Mist. Just see what comes up. Because I wonder if they're just not letting people make names.
We got Guild Wars wiki. Iron Mist, but that's spelled as two different words. I guess it's some type of spell. I haven't played Guild Wars. I don't know.
Okay, so here we go.
There's a Tumblr for it. We got Iron Mist Tumblr, but this is woodland and forest, wild and obscure.
I like that, actually. It makes me feel like I'm mining for iron. It's like really
There's
green.
Some nice pictures.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna have to look that up later on Tumblr.
Yeah, Iron Mist has an Instagram.
Yeah,
their name is Iron Mist, but they spell it IRON_MYST, and it's the same person with the same lily pads. Oh, they've been going. Does it tell you when they started this?
No, I don't think it tells you when it's created.
You don't get to see that?
There's
maybe
a trick.
On Tumblr.
No. Go back to it. The trick is to look at their most oldest posts to see.
I can't. I gotta log in.
Yeah, you have to log in. But the trick would be to see how many weeks ago that was posted, and then you can kind of tell. But that would also assume that they actually posted something the first day they had the account or close to it. But yeah, as soon as you said that it was part of some kind of game or some kind of community, then yeah, for sure it's taken. All right, so that's fine. We'll clean the slate. We'll come up with something new. No problem. No problems.
That's okay. Like I said, I'm cool with my name. I've grown to like it over the 30-something years I've had it.
Yeah. But it's good to have an AKA, man. You know, you want to be, we'll think of something.
Oh, wow. They even have like, so there's like this app called KLWP. It's like a theme app for Android, I think. And so they have a theme with a live wallpaper for Iron Mist, and it looks like it's in that very similar style to the Tumblr people.
So this guy's really...
There's already a brand out there for it, you know?
Yeah,
I feel bad now that I'm using it.
It's not yours.
It's not mine. The whole time I thought, there's a book, The Iron Mist. Oh, this book is
highly rated. How many?
War is pain. The Alliance is growing.
How many people reviewed that?
One.
Oh. I just saw the meter fill up on the stars. I was like, whoa.
It's a paperback. I got 2 images here.
Okay, I mean, this doesn't look that legit.
315-page book?
Did somebody just write this in middle school or something?
It's copyrighted material.
Okay.
It looks like some kind of... it definitely doesn't feel Like maybe it's like a young adult reader.
Yeah, it doesn't look very professional either, but you know.
As far as the cover?
Yeah, even the text.
Oh, this is book 2 of the Fayborn series.
Word.
So they were good enough to put a second book out. Or at least eager enough
what
to do
would
so.
a Mist of Iron look like? Would it be thick?
I think it's this. It's green, apparently.
You think an Iron Mist is green?
I totally would not think it to be green. I was thinking more of like red.
I thought I was thinking more metallic.
I don't know. I guess for me, when I'm thinking about it, the only thing that comes to me is what was that? Was it X2? The X-Men movie where Mystique goes and fills that security guard with like an iron shot or something. So she pumps his veins with iron so that when he goes into see Magneto like starts pulling the iron out of his body and it's like that red mist of blood that just as the iron leaves his skin and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I associate it with that. And I know I'm wrong in that aspect, but that's what I do. So.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to say, when you were talking about red, I was going to say maybe when someone's hitting steel with iron, you know, that's really hot. Like they're making a sword or something, you know, the stuff that flies up in the air, that's like iron mist. Think of like a red hot piece of iron.
I can see that too.
Yeah, and you're smashing it. Yeah. That's where my mind went when you said red, but maybe it is green. Let's just say it's green. Yeah. I like that. A green hue.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sold on that the Tumblr page, so, you know, that looked cool.
Big ups.
A bunch of lily pads and shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me see that pen before I divulge into my news segment that I got. Some follow-up from last time. All right.
I can't wait.
Okay. I can do this.
Yeah, you know, it's
scary is what it is.
Just do a little bit, dude. And then do a little bit more. And then a little bit more. Or do a lot.
No, I think I'm good there.
Do one more. That was too weak, dude.
Well, that's the thing is like I don't want to go too hard and die again.
Go hard in the paint, man. We only live once.
Well,
just do another. Do the same way you did last time. There. Yeah, that's good. That's good. You didn't kill yourself. You know, you're not coughing up a storm.
I'm trying to like breathe it in my lungs faster than it stays in my throat is what I'm thinking the science of it is all.
Do you ever do like meditation or anything? Breathe work?
Oh, shit.
Breath work?
I haven't done that in a while, but I think I used to, yeah.
Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth?
Yeah. Used to do that. And also a key thing too is now you're probably used to breathing a different way because you're very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
So athletes, they breathe with their shoulders go up. But what you should try to do too is the diaphragm. Yeah. So you breathe without moving your shoulders and open up and out your diaphragm. You know, no, you put it too much in your chest. You got to do it through your diaphragm.
Well, I was just messing around.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't really doing, but no, you know who, you know, it's funny that you say that because I had a manager or it wasn't my manager, but it was another manager in the area. And she was like a theater geek and she like talked about doing plays all the time. You know, you go to her desk and she had all these books on plays and stuff. She was super into like theater. And you could just tell by talking to her, you know, that she could like just break out in a song at any moment, you know.
She's just waiting for it.
Yeah, she was like that theater teacher, you know, that you could picture with what do you call it? Like a bandana around her neck or something, you know, like very flowy, you know.
Someone very what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word to describe some form of like artistic type person and it's escaping my head. I don't know why this always happens. Like, you know, I used to remember words so well.
Yeah, probably and I think before you started smoking.
The more I stop using certain words, the more like they vanish from my vocabulary.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
What is it? It's I got to think real hard.
She was spicy.
No,
She was
spicy.
Fruity. She was spirited. Anyways, so I'll let you think about it. So anyways, she was standing next to me one time, and I was like talking in front of a whole group, like a large group, and I think I was like talking too low of a tone, which I can sometimes do because my voice, like, I can get real deep. And she was standing next to me, and she just touched my like diaphragm, and she's like, speak from right here, and she like pushed it in or something, and I was like, whoa! I was like, it made me talk louder. It worked. Yeah, you know, like it made me like I don't know how to explain, but it raised my like the volume of my voice, so it wasn't so deep. And she's like, talk from your diaphragm, but she didn't say it in a mean way. She just kind of like was helping, and it was just funny. I remember that when you talked about diaphragm.
Dude, that stuff's magical.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, I had a little bit of knee pain today from riding a bike.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah,
erased.
Well, now it's coming back because I'm thinking about it.
Well, but it feels better though.
Yeah, I gotta start walking backwards.
Dude, we got to do that, man.
I'm trying to do it, but I just haven't found the time in the morning.
Knees over toes.
Hot. All right. Here's the thing that I wanted to. What happened? What happened? Oh no! Did I archive it? Did I trash it? I trashed it. Got it back. All right. All right. Last week we talked about the list of DC stuff, right?
Excuse me.
Well, recently I just read an article that one of the movies is not going to happen.
Whoa.
And it's Batgirl. And the interesting thing is that movie was already made and it's canned.
Or shelved.
Canned.
Oh, just totally scrapped?
Mm-hmm. Scrapped.
Wow.
And this has to do, because I did a little digging into it, with the Warner Brothers owns DC.
Yeah.
Okay. And there was a merger with Discovery.
Discovery Plus?
Well, Discovery, who owns Discovery Plus. They own all the Discovery brand.
Dude, that's so weird that you're talking about Discovery. Just real quick, I just read a headline that they're merging their platform with HBO.
Yes. Well, we thought I guess some people thought they were the HBO Max was going to go away, and Discovery Plus is going to be the one that stays. But now they're going to stick with HBO because of the Warner Brothers, who also owns HBO.
Yeah.
So it was one of those that they had to stick with. And so,
but they couldn't get rid of HBO. The HBO is too big,
which is probably why they did it. But again, you got to think it's a brand thing. Okay, do they want to go under a sub brand or do they want to go under their main brand? And that's what like Disney's doing. You know, Disney owns all these other companies, but they're not making like a specific studios based app. They're going Disney, but I guess their name's big enough. Anyway, because of this merger, there are a bunch of things that have been canned. Now, this list could be longer now, but I thought I'd take a screenshot of it anyway. So let me just go quickly over this stuff. So the things that have been projects that have canceled by Warner Brother since the merger with Discovery. So CNN Plus and all of its programming in just a matter of days after its launch was canned. Raised by Wolves on HBO Max is gone. Close Enough, gone. That was on HBO Max as well. Gordita Chronicles, HBO Max, gone. Made for Love on HBO Max, gone. Which is pretty sad because I really liked Made for Love. Me and Crystal watched that show. It was a good one.
Dude, I don't know any of these shows, dude. But keep going.
Yeah. Chad, TBS, hours before its season premiere was set to air, it was canned.
Wow.
Full Frontal with Samantha Bee on TBS, canned. Three Busy Debras on Adult Swim, canned. Joe Pera Talks with You, Adult Swim, gone. Naomi on the CW, and this is a new one too, that I only got to like the first episode of. It's a superhero show, gone. Legends of Tomorrow on the CW, which saddens me because that show has always been on the teetering close to the saw there. But it's finally officially gone. Snowpiercer, TNT, during production on their fourth season, which will be the last season, is gone. Scoob Holiday Hunt, which is reportedly all but finished, is gone.
Scoob is like Scooby-Doo?
So they made the Scoob movie, the animated one that came out a couple years ago. This was the sequel to it, canned it. And it's not like, oh, this is a project we talked about doing, but we're not going to do it anymore. It's like a lot of the stuff is in production, has been finished, like, you know, Batgirl. That movie was already made and it's gone.
You know what? This, I feel like this has to do with the current economic situation going on where we're supposedly going in a recession. At least what some experts call a recession, which is two consecutive months of negative earnings, or I don't know, dude. I don't know how to figure this shit out. But anyways, I think that that has a lot to do with because I keep seeing articles over and over again about how Netflix is canceling shows, and everyone's saying it's because the movie studios and the networks and the streaming services are all cutting back. Because they think they're preparing themselves for what they think is going to be a kind of economic downturn.
Yeah.
Because it does. I mean, even though you finish a movie, you still need to spend more money to market it. You need to spend more money on, you know, everything associated with advertising and everything you have to do with putting it out. So it's still, even if they finish the movie, it still saves them money to not release it.
Right. But I don't know. I think it's kind of sad, especially like...
You wanted to see Batgirl?
Yeah, I wanted to see Batgirl.
I have no idea who she is or what she does. Or
you don't know who Batgirl is?
I have no idea. I've never watched a cartoon on Batgirl or anything, dude. I didn't read a comic, so I have no attachment to her whatsoever. I mean, she just sounds like the girl version of Bruce Wayne, but is she like related to him? Is she a niece or something? Or
no. So
because Batman doesn't have any brothers or sisters, so that's not possible, right? A distant cousin?
Batgirl is actually Barbara Gordon. She is the daughter of Commissioner Gordon.
Okay.
Yes. And
is her superpower being rich?
No. No. Her superpower is just that she was raised by her father.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. And so she is originally kind of unaffiliated with Batman. She doesn't just become... She wants to be fighting crime with him. She wants to put a difference, you know, and she sees him in a good light.
And she sees him probably up
so
close,
she starts getting out there and doing stuff. And then since Batman knows who she is, it's kind of like this thing of like, try to stop her. And if you can't, then at least make sure she's safe.
So it kind of takes her under his bat wing.
Yeah. So, but on top of that, she's really smart. She's great with the technology and stuff. And one thing is there's Joker shoots her in the abdomen, actually, in one really famous comic storyline.
Okay.
Shoots her in the abdomen. And while he does it, I think it's during the same time that he has Jim Gordon stripped down naked, tied up in this like abandoned circus or some bullshit.
Yeah.
And he's been torturing the dude like nonstop. And then I guess he makes him watch his daughter get shot. Like it was all just a mind fuck, you know, because he's fucking crazy. But he shoots her and she doesn't become Batgirl because she gets paralyzed from that shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so she's not able to be Batgirl anymore. She becomes like the man in the chair, well, in this case, the woman in the chair, and takes on the mantle of Oracle. That's her name now.
So she turns into Oracle? Is she different? Does she change her costume or anything? Or
she doesn't even have a costume anymore because she sits in the Batcave on the chair now because she can't go out. She's in a wheelchair. This is one of the things that, you know, superheroes, they'll recover from certain things like this, but she never does. She just becomes a different persona.
I figure a bit, I mean, you know, with like the bat suit and everything, they could probably make her stand straight up with them.
There's some storylines where she does, you know, get stuff like that but for the most part, that's what you'll see is she'll be a Batgirl and then she'll become Oracle. The Bat family's huge, man. There's a bunch of different players in that. You know, you had like 4 different Robins at a time, all canon. And then you have an entirely different set of people like Batwoman and the Signal, who are totally different characters on their own.
Signal.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He's Lucius Fox's son, I believe.
And Lucius Fox is...
He's the guy who works at
the
Wayne.
defense.
Yeah. You'll remember from the movies, he gave him all his vast technology and whatnot.
Yes.
Helped him out there. Yeah. So,
Morgan Freeman.
My thing with it, though, is I was excited to see some part of the Batman universe that's not Batman. We don't get much extension in that. We've had Batgirl show up on TV in the TV shows. We've had her show up in the older movies from the 90s. But like we get hints and things in other places, but for the most part, we didn't have her in the full-fledged big universe, like a movie on her own. That would have been awesome. I think it would have been really cool. Yeah,
you know what? There is some history, positive history with going off in more obscure directions as far as like comic book characters go, like when Marvel did Guardians of the Galaxy and how well that did. Like it just killed at the box office, dude.
And people didn't, like people who knew who the Guardians were was like, they're gonna do that? That's all right. They've finally done it. They've gone ahead and
now they're scraping the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah. There's nothing else they can do, I guess. And that was a fucking weird ass comic, dude, from the 80s. It was a weird one. Like, but I guess,
he made it work.
They made it work.
And you know what? I think a lot has to do with the fact that not a lot of people know about Guardians of the Galaxy, and it puts less expectation on the movies.
I guess that's true because and especially when it's some that like it's not as heavily loved characters, like don't mess with my character type of comic book, that it was easy that if they wanted to, kind of skew their way away from it a bit, it would work.
Yeah, they could do whatever they want. They had just free range to make characters however they wanted to make them, because you weren't going to have this big pushback on how they talk about, well, Batman is like this, or Spider-Man is more of like this, and he shouldn't be so, like when Andrew Garfield took over and they were like, well, I don't like how he's playing him, and he seems a little bit old, like to be in high school, and just like all the critiquing that goes on with all these characters because they're so well known, and you have Guardians come in and nobody knows much about them.
Right.
And then Chris Pratt just kills it. Dave Bautista kills it.
And especially
Bradley Cooper kills it.
Great. Vin Diesel did okay.
I mean, I forgot. I knew it was Bradley Cooper, but once I started watching the movie, it was Rocket. Like, I didn't even think of Bradley Cooper anymore.
Yeah.
And even Groot. I mean, I knew it was Vin Diesel's voice, but he's like, I am Groot. Like he did such a good job at like that. Like,
I don't even think I really knew that.
No,
like I didn't consciously think about it. I guess
even if I knew about it beforehand, I would have forgotten right away because it was such a good movie. The music was so awesome. James Gunn is such a freaking awesome director, dude. He's just killing it.
So since we're on the subject of Marvel, let's pivot to what we know. The people with a bunch of money are not going to can any of these. So let's talk about Marvel did release their phase 5 and 6. So going into like 2 years worth of stuff. Yeah. These next phases of movies combined with phase 4 altogether will be considered the multiverse saga. Like our first ones were all the Infinity Saga. Well, now we have the multiverse saga. What did you think?
Oh, before we get into this real quick, what did you think of... Honestly, what did you think of Doctor Strange?
So the thing is that all of these Phase 4 movies, and they've mentioned it's by design, is that they're all kind of they don't feel like they lead anywhere. They all just feel like they're kind of there
They're
together.
being vague on purpose.
Right.
Okay.
Like they're not.
I like that.
The next 2 phases is where we're going to start to see some shit start to happen. Like in the TV shows, they set up some things, you know, especially with Loki. We talked about the multiverse a lot in Loki. And then, you know, it was easier to get a handle of the multiverse when we start to look at Doctor Strange, you know, seeing it already. So, yeah, with that, I think definitely we're going to see some interesting things. But yeah, to answer your question, I liked it. It was a fun trip. But I get where everyone's coming from with it. It's like, well, I don't understand where it's going. Because we expect all of these things to be so interconnected and intertwined that, you know.
I'm fine with not knowing. I wasn't so caught up in that. But it's just like, the more I think about the story, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. This felt like just a Scarlet Witch movie less than a Doctor Strange movie.
You know what I will say is that I totally and it pretty much is,
right?
Because it follows.
When you think about it, who was really the main character? Scarlet Witch.
I would say she was the main antagonist, which was so interesting because I totally didn't expect that at all. The way they made the trailer set up is that it's like, oh, Scarlet Witch is going to help and stuff.
I didn't watch it.
The only reason I watched it was because it showed at the end of Spider-Man.
Yeah, see, I hate watching trailers.
I don't like to either. Crystal likes to see them and put them on, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. But if I can avoid it, I will.
Yeah, because we already know too much, and we think too much, and we're gonna start dissecting and being like, oh, so they're gonna do this or that. You know, like we're gonna start like already figuring out the storylines. You know, I'm glad they hit it in the trailer. That's nice, but no, I don't know, dude. Like the way it went down with her, like, okay, so the idea was this. He went to go meet her. He needed her help with the chick. What was her name? The little girl.
Is it America Chavez? I believe her name is. Yeah.
America? Was that her name? In the movie? I thought her name was something else. I don't know why I'm blanking. Well, I do know why I'm blanking, but I don't know why I can't remember her.
No, it's America Chavez.
Oh, okay. Okay. So America Chavez. She's in Doctor Strange's dream. He sees a vision of himself dying, which was
well, it's cool. Not a vision, but I think it's
at the time you're thinking he's seeing a vision.
So the thing is like we don't know what we're following away.
We see a vision, and then what happens again? She shows up. There's a monster. He kills a monster to save her.
Yes, because the monster is going after them.
Yeah, and trying to kill her, and then he reaches out to Scarlet Witch because he needs her help with what again?
So he says that he needs her help to try to get this girl back to her where she comes from, because that's what they're trying to do. It's trying to stop and save them, right?
Yeah, I forgot why though. Why was he so concerned about saving her or needing to get her back?
Because she's jumping through the multiverse, which is bad in his mind. Like, you're not supposed to be able to do that, but she can. But she can't control it.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to do it.
So she doesn't know where to go.
She doesn't know how to get back home.
And we've got all these monsters attacking her. So he recognizes the type of monsters, and he's like, well, let me go see the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, but he also,
he also kind of
thought it was her doing it. Yeah,
exactly. Which is why he didn't bring the girl with him.
So anyways.
And that's the type of thing like, oh, shit. I did not expect her to be the villain in this. They made it seem like the villain was going to be another Doctor Strange or something. You know, like he's got to fight himself.
Because they showed you that little clip from the beginning.
Yes.
That was pretty good. So anyways, okay. So she's on a power trip. She's like, I got to get these kids that I keep seeing. So she's having visions of her other dimensions.
Well, she doesn't have... No, she's not having visions of other dimensions. It's not visions, really. It's like you see when you sleep and you're dreaming, your dreams are actually... another versions of you in another universe.
Okay. Yeah. So like a vision.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a vision. I think that has a different context. But
like what do you put to vision? What is your context for it?
Like when you say vision, I'm thinking like premonition type vision or something like that.
So you just think it's predicting the future is basically
predicting the future or seeing something like that. Yeah. I'll put it with that.
Yeah, I just think of it more as seeing something that hasn't happened or
also
or could happen.
Vision is more like I don't know. It's like it doesn't feel right to me in the context.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's your own feeling. Anyways, vision is what I'm going to use because I like using it because I don't think there's a better way to describe it because you just said a whole bunch of words that I could put into one. So I'll just say we'll just call it vision just because it's easier. And so anyways, she's seeing these things in her head.
Well, she's not seeing them actually in her head. Because she's not seeing them like that. She knows they exist somewhere else. So what she's doing,
yes, I know,
is she's searching for them.
Yeah,
and so she finds a universe where they exist, and she wants them.
You're getting caught up on words, man. She sees it in her head. Okay,
she doesn't see it in her head. So when you say vision, it's like something comes to you uncontrolled, right?
No, not necessarily. Some people can control their visions.
Well, then they want to seek out it like that. But it's that's not what's happening here. She knows they exist because she's aware of the multiverse. We're reading the Darkhold, which explains it to her. Yeah. So all she's doing now is she's flipping channels. And it's not in her head. She's not like visioning it like I close my eyes and I see it. She's got like a little portally magnified thing. She believes they exist out there.
Well, she's meditating and she's seeing these things in her head.
She only did the meditate to see these things in her head when she was trying to take over her alternate self in another universe, like control that body.
Yeah. So I think you're just getting caught up on words, man. But anyways.
No, I think you're oversimplifying it.
I'm trying to simplify it, dude. You're trying to get too complex with it. I think for the average person, they don't understand what you're talking about. So anyways, she's having visions. She's having things in her head, whatever you want to call it in your world. I think it's easier.
But she's not having them in her head. Is that what I'm trying to tell you? She's not like, oh, it's in my head. She's like physically looking at it.
Okay, it's wherever you want it to be, but it's encompassed in her. Does that feel better if I say it?
No, because it's not encompassed in her. I think you need to rewatch it because it's...
So can anybody else see what she sees?
Yes. If somebody else went and got the Darkhold and started learning the magic, they can channel in to see anything. That's why she's not just seeing her kids. It's not something that's coming directly to her.
But we could go and learn to go do it themselves. Mystical book, can anyone see it? Nobody has the mystical book.
Well, that's the thing. If she didn't have the mystical book, she wouldn't be able to go see it either.
Because that's not what I asked. I said, can anybody else see what she's seeing without the book?
Yes, there would be other ways to see what she's seeing without the book.
How?
Through a different form of channeling it. The book is like your phone. It's just it's a screen. It's helping her access it. So there's going to be...
She's using the dark magic to if I say see, you're going to freak out, man.
Say see, because see is different than visioning.
I said see, and you freaked out on see. I said she can see these things, and you're like,
but she's not seeing them in her head. She's just seeing them as if you see with your eyeballs. There's a difference.
I know, but she's not using her eyes because she has her eyes closed, motherfucker.
You're talking about when she had her eyes closed when she was...
Oh, my God. Why are you stuck on this, dude?
Embodying somebody else's body.
Yeah. That's not what I'm talking about. I didn't even get to that part because you won't let me get to it. You keep getting stuck on this C thing.
I'm just telling you, man. Anybody else could do it. Like Chavez, she can open a portal and she could just look through it.
Yeah,
it's like a mirror. It's a thing.
Chavez can't see what she's saying.
She could if she could control her powers.
No, I didn't say if she could. I said could she see it?
Yes. Then yes.
No.
Yes, because she has the ability to. Does she know how? No.
Okay, then she can't.
Well, let me say this. Do you know how to solder?
No.
But you could.
Okay, I didn't ask if you could. You asked me if
No, you did ask, could she? Yes, she could. There's a possibility that she could. Yes. That you could. That anybody could.
Dude, you are getting deep in language, man. What is going on?
No, it's too simplified. Anyway, go back to what you're trying to explain the movie.
If she's standing there and she has no in her current status, she cannot see it. Okay, you can't dispute that. She's standing there in front of Scarlet Witch. She doesn't know how to do it. She can't see it. You know that's true. Stop getting stuck on it, dude.
Which is the only reason that Scarlet Witch wants her anyway, and that's why she went and seeked her out, is because she knows
we'll never get through this if you keep
This
stopping.
is the point of the movie, is that she knows that this girl can do those things.
She has
the ability, but she doesn't know how to do it.
But she has an ability to move through different dimensions.
Yes, she has the ability to do way more than that. But yes, so if what she could do is Scarlet Witch wants to take her power from her, kill her, take all of her power so that she can use it as another tool in her toolbox here, because she knows how to use that tool. Mm-hmm. Does America Chavez know how to use it? No. That's the problem. Doctor Strange is like, well, you can do it, so we're just going to have to teach you how to do it. You know how to do it. You got to figure it out. And that's where Chavez is like, I don't even know what I'm doing because I've been running around since I was a baby trying to find my parents.
Yeah.
And the issue, too, with her is that she's the only one of her in all of the infinite universes because she does not dream. So she doesn't have the ability to look into another universe like me or you could while closing our eyes and dreaming. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why Doctor Strange goes and seeks out her, is because of all these dark creatures that had come after her already, that come after Chavez. And so when she finds out it's Wanda, he tries to put a stop to it, because they've worked together before, at least once, I think, that we've seen. So with that said, I thought it was interesting to see that Wanda would become a villain. And it all stems from that show where she was just psychologically fucked up.
Yeah.
And when she was given this overwhelming power, she's letting it take control of her and she's becoming something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I finish now?
Go for it.
God damn. Dude, it was just supposed to set up what I was going to get to. They're like, you didn't even let me get to what I was trying to get to. I just wanted to say that she had whatever you want to call it. I can't even say she had something going on. I don't know if she was seeing it or if she had visions. I don't know what you want to call it, but I was trying to just simplify it so I could just get to what I was trying to talk about.
We'll get to what you need to say.
So can I just explain them? Because now nobody's going to know what I'm talking about if I
go
can't.
ahead and go for it.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to use the words I want to use. I don't care if you don't like them or not. That's how I want to explain it.
Right.
So she has these visions and she can see this other reality, this other existence of children that she wants. She doesn't have children, so she wants these children. So that's the premise. So she turns evil. She goes to this book. She says, I'm going to do this. I know how I'm going to do it. I need that chick's abilities to do it. So I can get access to the kids.
She needs to find the kids.
Hold on. Let me just finish.
She knows they exist somewhere.
Yes, hold on.
But she doesn't know where, and she doesn't see them yet.
Yes, hold on. Let me finish. So anyways, the story is she's going to steal this lady's abilities, this girl. She's going to go get those kids and she's going to be happy and no one's going to stop her.
She's going to look for the kids because she doesn't know they're out there yet at this point.
No, you said for sure she knows they exist.
Look, because in an infinite...
But anyways... No, stop.
I think you have to understand, and then it's confusing if you're just saying it like that. So she's not having visions of kids yet.
Okay, you can...
She needs to... Hold on. Fine. I'll go back and correct you.
Yes, you can do that. That's fine. I just wanted to get through what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Thank you. So, anyways, she's trying to take this ability so she can get to the kids that she wants. She wants to be complete. She says she's not happy unless she has these kids, blah, blah, blah. So the story is that she is fighting to get it. Dr. Strange is stopping her from getting to these kids and killing America. And so that's the conflict. He's trying to stop her. And then she gets to her Nobody can really stop her. She's super strong. No one can really stop her. She is beating up everybody. She finally gets to the kids, and what stops her is she has this realization that she's not the actual mother she thinks she is, and she would be taking these kids from that mother, and then this whole thing comes over her, and then she changes her way. She destroys the building. This is all simplified, obviously. I know I'm not getting into super details, but I'm just saying the overall story at a macro level without getting into the whole, details of what, dimensions and all the other stuff mean. I'm just talking from a very high view. So she, I just didn't like that story. I didn't like that the way it was resolved was that she just had this like heart to heart. She looked at these kids and she's like, no, I can't do it. You're like, I don't know. For me, that wasn't like enough of a resolution to stop everything that was happening.
I think it was more that the kids looked at her with fear.
Yeah.
When they had the choice between the mother they knew
yeah.
and this other scary person that looked like their mother.
Yeah.
She started to see that she is a scary person.
Yeah. Yeah. So I for me, it just, I don't know.
And her thing about stealing these kids from that lady was that like, oh, if I had this power, it's not just about me getting the kids again. It's about me making sure that nothing bad ever happens to these kids. I lost my kids is what she feels like because she created kids out of her mind. But now it's this thing of like, I feel an emptiness.
Yeah.
And I want to fill it with those children. I need to find children. Yeah. If in an infinite universe they exist somewhere, how do I find them? Well, America Chavez is literally a key. Literally and metaphorically a key to get between multiverses. Yeah. So since she's just jumping around and doesn't know what the fuck she's doing, let me harness her powers. Then I can jump and find a child, my child, someone else's child, technically, and steal them.
She knows it's not hers.
But her thing is like, once I also have that power, any type of disease, issue that these children have, I will be able to fix, because in an infinite universe, then someone has already created a cure for it. Like in Rick and Morty, he jumps to a different universe in like the first episode and he's like shoots Morty in the leg. It's like, it's a universe with technology so advanced that they can grow your bones instantly with the serum. So your legs are no longer broken.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit. Yeah. In an infinite universe, something always exists. Yeah. And so that's the idea what she wants to do. And I guess by the time she sees the damage she's doing there, it's this reflection of who she used to be again. She used to be a hero. That's what she started off as. And now she's a broken person, trauma, and all that bullshit.
Yeah, so it just didn't do for me. The story I was just like,
I see your point.
Yeah, I don't really want to see this. Like we just put a bunch of bells and whistles and we had Strange going through all these different conflicts, and I like his story. I want to focus more on him. If it's called Doctor Strange, let's focus on Doctor Strange. But I mean, I know obviously you got to give him a problem that he has to solve. So, I mean, you have to have somebody comparable or as strong or, I thought it was like you said, I thought it was going to be another wizard or something. I was like, why are we using Scarlet Witch?
But we're also in the Marvel theology of it all is that each one of these movies is a setup for something bigger down the road. So in order to get Doctor Strange to where they need him by the end of phase 6, he had to have gone through this. And that
he got his third eye.
At the end with the third eye and the other shit that he's seen, maybe this will help him grow farther into what's coming.
Yeah, that's fine.
And so that's sometimes in these movies, they have to sacrifice the rest of the characters in order to...
The way he got the third eye, though, was just using the dark book or whatever. So, I mean, they could have put any story in there, to give him the third eye.
True, but then he'd have to get the Darkhold. And the last thing we know is that, so this is why it's all a woven fucking thing. It's because who had the Darkhold last? Scarlet Witch. How did she get the Darkhold? Agatha. And then now we have to have a whole story of where this Darkhold came from Agatha.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. Yeah, I mean, I know there's ways to explain everything that's going on. It's just I just didn't like the story, dude. I don't know. I mean, you have infinite universe. You call it multiverse. I mean, you could literally do anything. I mean, he could have fought somebody else that had the dark book in another dimension or something. You know, like this is the dimension that Scarlet Witch has it, but that's not to say that in another dimension somebody else doesn't have it. You know, so I mean, I don't know. They could have done literally anything because I mean, you have infinite possibilities with when you start doing multiverse.
True, but we have to get to the multiverse. So what gives Doctor Strange the excuse to get to the multiverse to get a hold of a Darkhold, to actually take something, use a power that is forbidden for very obvious reasons? What pushes him to that level? Because we saw the other Doctor Strange in the beginning.
Yeah, it's easy. Where he just needs a problem to solve, and then he can use it.
Well, it was like a moral conflict too.
Because they did the same thing with the stone that he was using, the time stone. I mean, that was sort of forbidden. He wasn't supposed to just be using willy-nilly. And then maybe it pissed off what's his name, and he didn't like that he was using it.
Yeah, because it was a relic that he wasn't allowed to in his training to actually use.
Technically you're not supposed to be
using.
He
jumped through fucking huge levels of like status of where he was supposed to be.
Well, he's super smart, dude. He's over here studying and reading all the texts and memorizing
because
them
that's
all.
how he became the world's best surgeon.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's super smart. That's what I like about him, you know, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the first movie gave you so much Strange, you know?
You want to go back to his other character.
No, I don't want to go back to it. I just want more stories about him.
Well, that's what it is. That would be going back to him.
No, because I mean, every character evolves.
Like these in the comic books, these are the type of stories he gets involved with this random assortment of shit.
That's fine.
And his personal life is dead.
Yeah, that's fine. I just didn't like the story. I mean, it's not for everybody, I'm sure. I'm sure there's other people that liked it. I just thought it was, she wanted kids. She couldn't have them. And she tried to steal him, and then she felt bad. You know, like that's like a super simplified thing that I just broke down, but it is essentially what happened. And I thought they could have went in a different direction or something. But yeah, I mean, I think future Strange movies just we don't have to focus all on Strange, but I'm just saying I like when we're showing progression in Strange because he's such an interesting character, I think, and give him some like crazy problems to handle, like some like things that some like codes he has to break or something, you know, like some like where he has to like learn a whole new ability or something, you know, like they could have, like, I'm sure there's other books out there, like maybe he would had to like go to like some monastery and learn from some monk how to do some crazy like thing or something. I don't know. Like, I just think they could have like, I think they can tell some different stories with him.
I think the problem with him is that he is Sorcerer Supreme, so he's supposed to already be the guy who knows everything.
Well, he knows everything in his field, but there's all kinds of different fields. I mean, there's all kinds of different things that can be learned.
There is a different storyline that I've read with him where he has to try to harness magic from a different plane outside of Earth, because that's where his source of magic is.
See, something like that would have been crazy, dude.
But then it's like, well, what's the reason he gets to space? We gotta bring Guardians into it, probably, or something else like that.
We'll figure it out.
You know,
yeah, we'll figure it out, dude. There's other characters, right? There's got to be.
Regardless, this entire movie is nothing more to set up something else, and that's all of these movies combined.
Scarlet.
That's why you have to watch them like that.
She died at the end, right? Or she just kind of
seemingly
collapsed.
Died.
She collapsed under.
No one's ever dead unless you actually like see them with the body buried.
Yeah, and technically, if they exist in other dimensions, are they really dead? You know, like this could go on forever. That's why it's almost like, dude, they're gonna beat the shit out of this multi-dimensional thing, dude. Like we are in a multiverse, dude. Like it is getting deep, and they're gonna beat this to death, dude.
They are. And I guess that's a good intro into what's coming next.
Yeah.
So after the Phase 4 is done, starting next year, in the beginning of next year is when we get into Phase 5. And the first movie to come out of this is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So we're going to get not a lot of details on all of these, just the titles and names so far. But that's going to be February.
I like Ant-Man. I like the series.
Now, sometime in the spring, before May, we're going to get a Disney Plus show again. This one is called Secret Invasion, and this is going to follow Nick Fury and the Skrulls. You know, those shape-shifting green guys? Yeah. Then in May...
So it's just called Skrulls?
That's their species. They're called Skrulls.
No, the show. What's it called?
Secret Invasion.
Oh, Secret Invasion. For some reason, I thought it was called Skrulls.
No. And then in May, we're going to get Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah, with Thor, right? Thor's going to be in it?
No.
No?
I don't think so. Why would he?
That's how they ended the...
Have you not seen the newest Thor movie?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen the latest Thor movie, but that's... I guess, yeah.
Well, spoilers, but...
No, don't. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've already told you he's just not part of the Guardians anymore.
Well, yeah. Well, you didn't have to reinforce it.
Okay.
Thank you for
Sorry to depress you.
No, thank you.
If you watch the movie, you'll understand. It's it doesn't make sense for Thor to be part of the Guardians.
No, I didn't want him to be part of it. I thought he was just going to be in it.
No, I don't think he's going to be in it.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make sense for it.
That's fine. Yeah, don't tell me anymore.
All right. Summer, they're going to do a spin-off of the Hawkeye show. Did you ever watch the Hawkeye show?
Nah.
All right, so there's a character that they bring in that one's an evil villain. And so she's getting her own show. It's called Echo.
Word.
Also in the summer, we're going to get Loki season 2.
Okay.
So 2 shows summer 2023.
I like the actor. I think what's his name is
Tom Hiddleston.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He actually auditioned to be Thor originally.
Interesting.
There's audition tapes out of him auditioning for Thor. It's pretty interesting to watch. So, ending our summer of Marvel, we will get the Marvels movie.
This is 2023 you're talking about?
Yes, in 2023. Okay. So next year in July, we're going to get the Marvels. Did you watch Miss Marvel? All right.
Yeah. Miss... No,
the TV show.
No.
All right. So they have a TV show that's out right now on Disney Plus called Miss Marvel. It just wrapped up a couple weeks ago, I think.
You watched it all?
Yeah. We watched it as it comes out.
You're crazy, man. You watch.
We keep up with it, man.
You have so many shows.
I know. We're always trying to find something to fill the gap. Once we're done.
Dude, you guys are heavy. That's why I never see you on Halo. You watch TV shows.
When I get home, I can't just play video games because Crystal, she won't let me.
You got shows to watch.
Yeah,
that's fine.
We got shows. You do dinner and then go to bed. Man. It's a boring lifestyle.
You got to do what you got to do.
Not an interesting person. That's why I don't have a handle, an alter ego.
We'll make you one.
Yeah. All right, so the Marvels are going to be pretty cool. So it's going to involve Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and then what was her name? Something Rambo. Well, I think it might. That's the idea. So in the end of WandaVision, you remember that the girl got powers? Monica Rambeau.
It's been so long.
She forced her way through Wanda's bubble, and then she got these color powers. That's her powers are based on colors.
Okay.
Spectrum of light. And so she is technically a Marvel as well because she ties in with Miss Marvel. So we'll see. Maybe she'll be in that too. But officially, it's going to be Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. So then we're not going to get anything until November. But I think you might like this one. Blade.
Oh yeah. I seen the I didn't see the trailers, but I've seen the posters. I like that actor. He was a dude that was in the most recent Matrix movie. So I like it. I think it's gonna be good. I heard some speculation Wesley Snipes was gonna be in it. I don't know if they confirmed it or not.
I don't know, but I don't know. That'd be cool if they bring it back or something like that. We'll see.
I'd like to see him in it. Just do something, I thought he could be hit. They could have put him in there as kind of put him in the character of what was his what's that guy's name?
His like mentor guy.
Yeah,
took care
the
of
old
him.
guy.
Yeah.
What was his name? Whisper or something like that?
I think so, something like that.
Yeah, like make him that character, like, and then you're like, oh yeah, he is kind of learning. You're like, I think that would have been cool if they, but I don't think they're gonna do it.
No, probably not. But we'll see what happens with it. I mean, in an infinite multiverse again, he could still exist. And that's what they did with the Spider-Man.
They could give him a movie.
They could give him a movie.
Oh yeah, you know what? I would watch it. Older Blade. Like cutting some motherfuckers up, dude. And Wesley is a good actor. I like him. He's so quick and witty. Like I would definitely watch it.
Yeah,
Old Blade.
Definitely Old Blade.
Getting beat up a little bit.
I mean,
and then maybe he's a little bit more dark, where he does like suck the blood of his enemies sometimes because he has to feed. So like,
and we get Ryan Reynolds back in there.
Oh, dude, he hated Ryan Reynolds. Did you know about that story?
Yeah.
How he wouldn't even talk to him on set and stuff, like, and Reynolds would try to like break the ice and stuff and like crack jokes, and dude, Wesley would just stonewall him, dude, wouldn't give him anything. Like basically, he would just be standing there, wouldn't even talk to him in between scenes, just full on hated him. And Ryan does his thing where he's a loudmouth, he's quick, he likes to like poke fun and mess around probably, and dude,
get
Wesley,
too obnoxious for him.
I think kind of Wesley was a little bit I don't know, he wasn't with it.
So after Blade, we're going to get Ironheart.
Sounds like a dragon movie.
I haven't seen the trailer for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is, I think, in the next movie that's coming out.
It's out. The trailer's out.
In November, I think it is.
I don't want to watch it, but the trailer's out.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. But apparently they glimpse at Ironheart. Now, Ironheart is...
is he the dude with like a bandana on?
No. It's a young woman. And she... I can't remember. She's like in her teens or her 20s. And she takes over pretty much the mantle of Iron Man. So she has her own iron suit. She's like a protege of like Tony Stark.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm not so familiar with the details of her origin stuff.
So they're bringing him back. They're bringing Robert Downey back.
No, he's dead.
But they have to have flashbacks. They're gonna
not necessarily, because I can't remember if she was like a protege of him and met him, or if she just kind of takes over by finding some of his tech or something.
Just guess what you think Disney would do.
Probably the latter. Yeah.
Not put Robert Downey Jr. in a movie?
I don't know. Probably not.
No, I think they would. He's a moneymaker, dude.
Yeah, but he's also expensive.
Yeah, but you don't have to have him for the whole movie. You can just pay him for his scenes.
Even for that, fucking expensive. No, it's not above Disney to do that.
You don't think they got the money?
They paid Mark Hamill like millions of fucking dollars just to show up in like one small scene at the end of Star Wars.
If I had to put a bet on it, I'm putting all my money on them putting Robert in that movie.
Maybe. We'll see. And if you're right, it could be just a thing, so don't expect like a lot more of that. But
I'm not saying he's going to be a main part of the movie, but if we're talking Ironheart and we're talking about somebody that is in the universe of Iron Man, there's got to be some flashbacks with him in it.
Like I said, it's a possibility.
Strong possibility, dude.
I guess that really depends on Robert Downey Jr.
What is up with our energy, dude? Like, we're just arguing, dude. What we don't.
I'm just saying, like he's already like said he's. Well, I don't know. I don't think he'll reprise as Iron Man though.
I didn't say he would. I said flashbacks.
Well, yeah, I said it's a strong possibility. It's a possibility. But I don't know.
I don't know either, dude. All right, we're gonna keep it going.
I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not saying that they won't. You asked me what I thought. I think probably not. But anything is open.
No.
Disney's got the fucking money to throw, and it really depends on that type of negotiation.
It would be a huge missed opportunity if they didn't.
See, my thing is like I don't think it's a missed opportunity at all. I think they've got a plan and they're going to go with it regardless if they can put him in there or not. I think during writing, they might think like, well, let's see if he might do it. What's the cost? And if the cost is too high just to have like, 5 minutes of screen time total in his little flashbacks and stuff, then probably not. That's what I'm thinking.
No, I mean, I envision both possibilities happening for sure.
Also, one of the things they're trying to,
with the success they have with Robert Downey, I could see it for sure.
Yeah, but also they're trying to they don't want to go back to their old heroes. They're trying to build, and if you've noticed, a lot of these new characters we've been talking about are young actors. They're young actors and actresses, like they're really young. And that's the idea, is that they're trying to build an entire new Avengers that can last and hold a franchise for, a good like decade to come.
Don't Same underestimate way they did it before. The power of corporations.
I'm agreeing with you that, yeah, there is possibility. But you also need to look at the bigger picture. You're coming from the point where it's like, I'm a fan and I want to see it happen.
No, I never said that. I never said I wanted him in the movie. I said that they're going to put him in the movie. That's what I think. I didn't say I wanted it.
Okay, but why do you think they're going to put him in the movie?
Because it just makes the perfect business sense. You just...
I don't think it does. I think it's a cop-out if they just show him for a little bit and think that they're going to bring in a huge fan base for it. People are going to come see this stuff regardless if he's in it or not.
No, that's not true. No, movie stars sell movies. You know that. So, anyways, what I think is that you said it perfectly, that they want to build in a new direction with younger characters, with different storylines, with different characters. And how do you build on that? You have to have a foundation. The foundation is Tony Stark. The foundation is what you already built. So you need to link the two together to show the progression. And I think that would be perfect. I think he doesn't have to be a huge part of the movie. He can just come in. He can do like what they did with like when they had him in Spider-Man. He's not in the whole Spider-Man movie, but you see him every now and then. He talks to Peter Parker. That's perfect. They're putting a link together. They created a link by having him in the movie, and then they used him again. And
the more you explain it, the more I start thinking definitely not. Now I'm going to switch to, I don't think there's a possibility he's going to come back in flashback at all.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We don't have to agree.
It doesn't make sense.
That's fine.
Yeah. And I don't think...
How much you want to bet? Let's put a bet on it.
We'll name a price.
$20.
$20. Shake on it.
Cool. All right. Dude, we got to name this like Versus. This is the Versus episode, dude, because we are not on the same page on anything.
I just think we have different aspects of looks.
Yeah, everything I say you're against, and everything you're saying I'm not really feeling. So like,
I just don't see it because it doesn't make any sense. It feels like too much. They've been a big fiasco to kill him off and be done with him.
It makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't, because you don't even know like if she even ever in the comics acknowledged she had any type of relationship with Tony Stark or even met him.
Whoa, dude, that's a whole... Now, see, I'm only operating on what you told me, and the first thing you said was protege of Tony Stark.
Well, I would say...
Now you're walking that back. Dude, you're doing a full moonwalk back, dude.
Okay. Maybe protege was the wrong word, but my idea of her, from what I've seen in the very limited, and I did say that I don't know a lot about her detail or backstory.
Yeah.
All I know is that she dons iron armor, and
you don't even want to call it Iron Man suit. That's what you first said.
Well, they're not iron suits. I mean, they're iron armor. I mean, the same thing that Rhodey wears is iron armor.
Yeah.
So they're regardless, she dons a version of it. And I know that I've seen images of her in comics and stuff where she makes and works on that stuff, just like Tony Stark did.
Yeah.
It's not like Rhodey where I'm in it and someone else built this for me and someone else upgrading it and shit too. It's like she's making the modifications. She's making the armor herself. So is there, like, I haven't looked up her backstory, so I don't know if she's ever met Tony. I don't know if she was, in some stories, maybe a student of him or something like that. Or maybe she just discovered a facility. Maybe she hacked in to Stark Tech.
Well, now that you explain it, now that you've totally did a 180 on your connection with Iron Man. Now I feel like I want to take my bet back. Because when you first explained it, you said she was a protege of Iron Man. So
look, when we see the Wakanda Forever, that's supposed to be her first appearance. Yeah. Then we'll probably get a little bit more context.
Yeah. Oh, no.
But you already shook on it, so you know.
Yeah, you set a trap, man.
I ain't set a trap. I'm trying to tell you. My argument from it from the beginning was like, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know if it's worth it.
No, I'm not talking about
to force a connection if there might be or
I'm
is
talking
one.
about like how because I'm only going by the way you described it, and you sold me on the Iron Man protege thing, and then you totally walked it back where you don't even know if they have a connection now.
Well, I mean, man, I'm drinking here. I'm high. I say words that sometimes I told you my vocabulary is broken. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I don't know either, man.
All right, let's just move on.
We'll figure it out. Hopefully, we figure it out by the end of this podcast.
So the next thing is Agatha Harkness is coming back, the villain from WandaVision. She is in the winter of 2023 to 2024, sometime around there, getting her own Disney Plus as Agatha, Coven of Chaos. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen in that one, but she was a fun character to watch, and so I'd be interested to see more of it. Then another Disney Plus in the spring. Did you ever watch the Marvel TV shows off of Netflix?
Nope. I only saw Punisher, but Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and what was the other one?
Daredevil.
I did see Daredevil, but I didn't finish it.
Daredevil, you should finish it because it's coming back, and it's a continuation apparently.
Oh yeah.
So
I did like Daredevil.
It's going to be titled Daredevil Born Again.
I hope they bring Punisher back, man.
So, I mean, we'll see. There's possibility if they're getting Daredevil, they could be bringing the Punisher because they've already established that those two characters have met in that universe together. It
was such a good show.
Jessica Jones was good. Like, you haven't seen that one. That's a fucking mind trip.
Oh, there's a lot of good shows I haven't seen.
You know what wasn't good was the Iron Fist one.
You hated that one?
Apparently everybody did. I didn't even see it because it was so bad that it took me off of the rest of the thing because they made a little mini thing down there and they created the Defenders.
Yeah.
For all those heroes to join up and team up and shit. And so I was excited for that. And then because of all the stuff I heard about Iron Fist, kind of lost me and I stopped following in with that. But I think I might get, like, we're looking for a show right now. Maybe I can get Crystal to watch all that stuff again because she never really took to it. And since it's coming back, then maybe she wants to catch up, take a look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So after that, that's spring. Our next movie is not going to be until May. So if you're keeping track, the last time we had a movie come out was Blade. And we're not going to see any theatrical thing until May, where we're going to get Captain America, New World Order. And this is going to follow Anthony Mackie donning his Captain America that we saw in the Falcon Winter Soldier TV show.
I want to say I did see a poster or something with Anthony Mackie and Captain America. I thought that was pretty cool.
So then there is, and I don't know anything about these guys, but in July, not too far, like this is pretty close a release, and I think it's done on purpose, is we're getting a movie based on superheroes called Thunderbolts. And that's what the movie's called, Thunderbolts. So I have no idea who these are, but I guess just a quick synopsis is they're a band of reformed supervillains founded by Baron Zemo who disguise themselves as heroes after the Avengers were killed. So we'll see what happens with those guys.
Yeah.
That sounds a little interesting to have like an anti-hero movie.
I'm okay with not knowing too much about these new movies. I have to just go see them and then figure it out.
So phase 6, that ends phase 5. And then phase 6 brings up in November of 2024.
How many phases do we have here?
Well, 6 is the last phase.
Oh, okay. That we're going to do like 19 phases or something.
Well, I mean, they're going to keep going with these movies so until they decide to reboot the whole franchise.
Yeah. But
this is going to be fun. Guess what we're getting November for the third time, Fantastic Four. So we're going to get a Fantastic Four reboot, continuation off something. They're going to go over the entire, like, how they were created, or are they just going to exist? Who knows? I
liked the original Fantastic Fours when they came out. I mean, they were, they were okay. They weren't the greatest. They weren't as good as Spider-Man's or anything like that, or even the X-Men. But they had their own little thing going on. They didn't totally CGI the thing, so I thought that was cool.
Did you see the first ones? Those are fun. I mean, back in that era of filmmaking where it was a little, it was cool to see the heroes there.
Yeah, I thought Chris Evans was awesome. He was like kind of like the Ryan Reynolds type, the loudmouth.
Yeah. So interesting
ladies'
for it.
Man.
Like the Fox, they're trying to do with it all.
Yeah.
Then their reboot.
Did they announce any actors for it?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Not that I can see here. All these are just announcements of what's coming. Like they've set these in stone as what's going to happen. So then that's November of 2024. We're not going to get any Marvel content out of Phase 6 until May of 2025. So that's a long time.
At least there's nothing scheduled right now, right?
Well, this is supposed to be, I don't know, you're right. They could definitely add some more, but as of now, this is all they've told us of what's going to be coming. But so May 2nd and November 5th of 2025, we are getting 2 Avenger movies. So we're getting Avengers back. It's been a long time since we had Avengers. When did our last Avengers movie come out?
I want them to do like when they do like the new Avengers, I want them to have like different characters, like more obscure ones.
Well, that's the thing is we have a list of all these different characters that are starting to show up that we've just been talking about, that are pretty new in the last couple of years that we've just discovered.
Yeah, but I don't even want them to use those. I want them to be more obscure. I want like Trash Can Man or something like.
Man, he died, so I don't think.
Like how they did the Suicide Squad where they had like Javelin Man and like these stupid characters. Like,
I mean that's cool. No, I like that they did that because that's what the Suicide Squad was supposed to be.
Yeah,
it's when they were making the comics, it was like, well, let's grab some of these villains and shit that no one has used in decades that they'll let us do whatever the fuck we want with them, and let's do that.
Yeah. Like use some guys that nobody knows in Avengers, like they don't know. Like let's think about it. In any reality, if you had superheroes, let's say superheroes exist. They're not all going to be home runs. They're going to be some stupid ones. There's going to be a polka dot man,
And they talk about that too. I think in Marvel, that some of these heroes just start showing up.
Did you ever have that big ass Marvel poster where they had like all the comic book characters on it? You ever saw that picture?
Mm-hmm.
I used to have that poster in my room, and I used to just look at it, and I would just like find a different character, on it that I'm like, ooh, I wonder what he is, like it looks so weird, and I always thought that was cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, I hope they do something like that, like. Maybe they accidentally use a villain in the Avengers, like maybe he's a bad guy and they don't even know he's a bad guy and he like fucks up the team or something, like why not do something like that,
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely got a roadmap here, so they probably already have the idea of what those are. They have titles to them. So the first one coming out in May is Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. And if you remember, Kang is, well, you didn't see Loki, but he is the guy who has been closing off our universe from the multiverse. So you got to go see Loki to understand who Kang is.
When you say that, it automatically popped in my head Shang-Chi. So I would like to see Shang-Chi and like...
Well, I'm sure he's going to come back as an Avenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
All these young characters that we've been talking about are coming back, definitely.
What about Sword Guy with the hand sword? Like he was bad, but then he started helping the good guys.
Who?
Remember he had one arm as a sword? I mean, it was the only guy.
Yeah. You talking about Shang-Chi still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't jump around. I was just talking about the same movie.
I don't know. We'll
they
see.
could bring him. He's kind of cool. I don't know what this deal is, but he's pretty strong.
His deal is he's got a sword attached to his arm.
And he's strong. I mean, he's definitely got some moves, like maybe he has a special ability. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, and then just the last one is that Avengers movie in November is Avengers. This is what I'm excited for. Avengers Secret Wars. Now, Secret Wars is a big Marvel event that they did in the comics years ago. It's pretty famous for being a Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. I like the title.
Yeah, that's a good one. You should go check out some of those books, or at least like a synopsis of what happened in those stories, because they're pretty fun. It actually shows like that's when the first time, I guess, that Spider-Man. It's a weird thing. I can't really explain it.
You reminded me, I still never brought over those Moon Knight comics. They're in my room.
Did you read them?
Looked at them. No, I never opened them because I didn't want to open them until I brought them over here, and we would open them together.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I never brought them, and they're sitting on my shelf. And I remembered as you were talking about, you're like, you should go read. And I'm like, oh yeah, I do have something to read. Yeah. Did you see that video I sent you on Insta?
I did.
Isn't that kind of interesting?
Oh yeah, we'll see. I mean, they haven't announced
explain
it.
What it was.
So it was
a video.
And this girl was like asking like, so what's the real question? Is there going to be a Moon Knight season 2? And it flipped to people, and one of them was the main actor, Oscar Isaac. Yeah. And he said, well, why else would we be in Cairo?
Yeah, and he kind of throws his arms up.
Yeah.
So, that was kind of cool. They were like on a canoe or something, like some like kind of like a boat on the Nile or something. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
So that's exciting. I like Moon Knight. He's one of my favorite heroes. So I enjoy his stories. He's one of the few that
in Avengers or something.
I'm sure it'll happen, man. That's why they're not going to introduce these characters without bringing them into the full. Like, they have a path. They're not just going to make one-offs and been like, yeah, we told that story and that we're never going to see that guy again. They're not bringing anybody in that they don't plan on bringing into a bigger picture.
Did you hear Ethan Hawke talk about taking Moon Knight?
No, what do you mean?
About taking the character, about doing it.
He was going to be Moon Knight.
No. About being in Moon Knight.
Oh, again?
No. Just the first time when he accepted it.
No, I'm not hearing any of this. So why don't you go back and explain it all?
So did you hear Ethan Hawke talk about taking Moon Knight? Taking the role for Moon Knight.
Well, you could say that taking his role in Moon Knight, like yeah. I thought you were like, what do you mean he's taking it? Where is he taking Moon Knight? Yeah, where did he take Moon Knight?
Yeah, you went real literal. Wait, he stole the movie or the show?
What? Is he taking it? Is he taking it across country? Is he taking it to get some ice cream?
Sorry for using actor jargon. They usually say taking a role. Well,
you didn't say taking a role. You just said taking Moon Knight.
Yeah, taking the role in Moon Knight. I don't know. I was trying to, use the jargon, but sorry.
I don't know, man. That jargon flew over my head.
It did, dude. But anyways, they were talking to him about it, and he didn't want to do it. He's like, they offered me a good amount of money. Ethan's not known for taking like projects like this. He's definitely more into like the indie side of films and stuff like that, and doing less known things. I think it was like one of his, either as his wife or one of his kids was like, you should do it. You should do the role.
This is starting to sound familiar now. Someone said that. I think maybe it was a kid.
Yeah. And so then he's like, you know what? After accepting it, he's like, it was a great experience. It was better than I thought it would be. It was all the things that he thought it wouldn't be, and he really enjoyed it. He liked the crew. He liked Oscar, and he was real happy that he actually took the role. after the fact. But yeah, I mean, I think I could tell, I could see some of the hesitancy in Isaac about committing to more TV episodes. And I think I kind of see his point, because at first I was like, why? It's an awesome show. You're a great character. It looks like you're, getting to
Isaac being hesitant.
Yeah,
I thought he said that like if they were going to do it, he would be a part of it. I don't think he said that like he didn't want to do it.
No, this was his words. He said, I would do it if something compelled me to do it, if there was a story to tell.
Yeah.
So to me, that's not a full committal. That's saying, I want you to show me something that's worth doing.
And I think also stemming from that, because if they do decide to, because it wasn't supposed to be a second season, it was supposed to be just a one thing.
Yeah, and that's how they pitched it to him, and I think he was okay with that.
And so now that its popularity has been so well received, I think they would pivot it out. And if they do, and they decide to do a season 2, and he agrees to it, I'm sure his contract is going to be more than just a TV show.
Yeah, he's doing it.
It's going to be something like you also have to appear in X amount of movies.
Well, that's what I was going to say is that...
And why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't anybody, why would somebody want to turn down some form of Marvel franchise, Yeah,
there's a lot of reasons to. This is a big commitment. I think...
it's a big commitment, but I think,
what's his name? Chris Evans talked about that, it took him a while to sign that contract. Even though it's great, even though he's getting paid tons of money, he had to commit. Like, if you look at what you're signing up for, how many movies, that's years of your life that you're committing to doing these projects, and it's daunting.
I guess for me,
I
just love
it's different.
Stuff. I would happily.
Yeah, you're in a different position though.
I'll sell a kidney to be in a couple Marvel movies.
Of course, but he's already an actor. He's been to the top of the mountain. He's got big paychecks. That's not a thing for him. I think once you get over that, once you get over the nostalgia, then you're left with the work. And it's awesome. He's beloved. People like him. He's got fame, but all of that stuff wears off. And then I think at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy. And I think for some of these actors, these are huge commitments. Like that was a thing with Daniel Craig. He was like, I don't want to do these movies anymore. I'm done with 007. He was trying to get out of doing like the last 2 movies. He didn't want to do it no more. It's commitment, dude. You have to train. You have to eat right. You have to be certain places. You can't always do what you want because of reshoots and stuff like that. And
you got to work around that schedule.
Yeah, you can't even take so many other projects because you already committed to these ones. So it's a lot of commitment, I think, for them. And what I was going to say about Oscar Isaac, I think I could see the hesitancy, because I think he does want to do a movie. I don't think, because if you commit to doing more TV shows, then it's almost like you're not going to make a movie then. But I don't know. I would like to see him in a movie with his character. I like the way
I feel like if we're doing Secret Wars, we're going to see him. Yeah, it's going to be just like we did with all the other heroes that showed up in Infinity Wars and stuff like that.
I don't mind having a TV show first because you get more time, you get more, of those little micro moments, him just kind of getting on the bus and just sitting there, there was scenes in Moon Knight that you don't have time for in a movie. You got 2 hours, 2.5 hours, unless you're doing an Avengers movie, you can't start doing 3 or 3.5, so you're only going to get 2.5. You don't have time for them to just sit on the bus and, oh, hey, how you doing? Like him walking in the museum. You don't get all these little.
Yeah, to delve into his character.
Yeah, you don't get the deepness, the building of the character. We spent a lot of time watching Grant. What was his first name again? Steven Grant. Yeah, we spent how many episodes on him? Just him? Before he even turned into...
I think that's what was so cool about it too, was because, this is an individual with dissociative personality disorder.
Yeah.
And to acknowledge that both of these personalities are equal individuals and to give them their own time to showcase that. I think was well done. Like, it didn't get pushed under like, oh, Steven's just a man in my head and I'm a crazy guy. It was more like,
he took
this
the persona.
is a person.
Yeah, he took the persona
and we shared this body.
Yeah, he was. It's like Split. Did you like Split?
Ooh, I can't. It was a while ago I saw that.
That's with what's his face? Professor Xavier.
Yeah. McAvoy.
Yeah, I don't know why I want to say Ewan McGregor, but that's
no.
Star Wars.
I stopped myself from saying that. I was about to say it. I was like, no. It's the other one that I always get mixed up with. Yeah.
John? Is that his first name?
No.
Because now I Stephen McElroy? What's his name? Albert McElroy? Jerry. Jonathan. Johnny. Tyrone.
Let's see.
X-Men First Class. Hey, Google.
James.
Okay. I was going to ask Google, who's in X-Men First Class?
James near you.
No. Hey, Google. Stop.
She's
Just
freaking out.
stop, okay?
She looked for a location of James. That was awesome.
I don't know, man. Now I'm going to get some weird search history and shit. All right.
James. Yeah. So Split was a good movie. That was like another.
Yeah, so that one I wanted to look into because it's tied to it's tied to that stuff with what's his name? Fuck. I can't think. They did The Glass, and then the one before that was Unbreakable. Yeah. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, you never watched all three, or?
I think I watched Split. I saw Unbreakable when I was young, so I feel like I really got to go watch that one again. Maybe I'll see if I could put that on for Crystal because it's supposed to be interesting.
Glass is the last one.
Glass, I didn't see at all.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
Ooh.
because I wanted to go back and watch Unbreakable.
Yeah,
I never got to do that.
Do that for sure.
Yeah. Oh shit, we're coming up on the music out.
Oh, you put it on there already?
Well, I saved it as a template this time just to make it easier for myself. So
Okay.
it's where we ended last time. So it's an hour and 27 minutes in.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh, we're out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for another beautiful journey with us through the multiverse of a Cortex. And we'll talk to you all next week. Bye.